Have you ever participated in hackathons before but have struggled to find that perfect mentality and the perfect project to ace it? Well, in this episode of Bitscast, I have Shivai Lamba. He has over 20 hackathons in which he has participated around the world, some of the top hackathons that are organized around the world. And in this episode, he'll be sharing with you exactly what hackathons are, how you should be preparing to ace the hackathon, what should be your mentality to ace the hackathon. Everything from this from his learnings so far you will be getting in this short video, so make sure that you watch till the very end. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, guys. And with that said and done, let's jump into the episode now. Hello, Shibai. Thank you so much for joining me here for this podcast episode. I'm really grateful that you came. And bro, 20 hackathons you have gone for. And so, what were your lessons going for these so many hackathons that you went?
Sure. So, hi. Thank you so much for bringing me into this podcast. And so, first of all, I'll just introduce myself briefly. I'm Shival Lamba. I'm currently in my final year of college. I'm from IP University. And
Yeah.
I entered the hackathon game pretty late during my third year. I mean, it was in the sixth semester that I actually started. So I got to know about hackathons first in within my first year. But I always had that kind of fear that I always used to get fear. I mean, people actually didn't pick me in their hackathon teams, and that was the case till my third year. Either I was not getting selected or getting like shortlisted for my idea, or it was like so. It was basically in my third year that I got to participate in a small hackathon, and I
Yeah.
ended up winning. And I guess from there it was never looking back. So I mean, all my
Okay.
initial fears, all my initial doubts regarding myself, my ability to perform and to make products or build something, everything got erased within
Hmm.
that first things that I had. And it is such a great experience that we built our entire product, implemented. So I actually started machine learning during that time, and I was actually able to successfully build a machine learning model during the course of the hackathon. So I mean
That was
that
in the third
really
year.
changed my exactly. That was in my third year.
Right. Great.
This was in sixth semester, right? And again,
Hmm.
that completely changed my perspective of about myself, about how to actually approach the hackathon. And I felt that even a novice can just go over there, learn something, because the entire idea behind a hackathon is that you're going there to collaborate to make something useful, and you have that kind of a
Exactly.
motivation to build something that can really affect people's life, right? And that
Yeah.
motivation, and the best part is that you're interacting with the best crowd. I mean, with like-minded people, because they are also
Yeah.
there to make something, and the sharing of the knowledge, the connection, the networking, everything really makes up for it. So I mean, those people who
Hmm.
have like some kind of a doubt regarding it, then even they shouldn't just be scared and just apply to as many hackathons as possible, because now it's like every week you see 2 3 hackathons taking place. So I mean, it's good that the
Yeah.
hackathon culture in India is rising exponentially. Yeah, so I mean, it has
Hmm.
been a great experience personally.
Really interesting to know. And so let's actually start from the beginning. What is
Yeah.
a hackathon, and where can people know where it is happening and when it is happening? Because I see a lot of hackathons happening, but most people don't really know how to participate in them, where to approach. What would be your resources that people can use?
Oh, definitely. So as you know, a hackathon, as the name suggests, for the common person, a hack will be something to break into a computer system, right? But we,
Yeah,
as a technical people, we know that hackathon means to build something. So it's like building a
exactly.
technical solution. It can be hardware, it can be software, and there's a misconception that only computer science or information technology graduates can build. But we know that with the
Yeah.
advent of IoT and the other fields, I mean, even electrical, mechanical people can
Mhm.
actually come and collaborate with the software guys. So it's not that it's just limited to software people. It's available, and the best part is that a lot of the hackathons, they always look at the business prospect of the idea as well. So even if you
Yeah, yeah,
are a digital marketing person, you are studying business, even then you can actually come and help with the technical team to give your ideas regarding, okay, how to pitch the product, how to so basically you can think of a hackathon as a startup idea, where you are going to pitch your idea to a to a potential investor, and how you're going to
yeah.
show it the process that you you have built a product and you have to explain its features, what is its market value, and that is like just the basic
Exactly.
simulation. And some of the best resources I would say to get started are HackerEarth. So there are a lot of different hackathons that are taking place on HackerEarth. Then there is a DevPost. DevPost is usually for the global level hackathon. Then there's an
Okay.
upcoming one that is Scalenza. Scalenza is also organizing a lot. Then there is Incubate IND, which is an initiative, like it's a startup based initiative, and they also organize a lot of hackathons. And probably the most famous one right now in India is DevFolio. So these are the
Definitely, yeah.
platforms that, yeah, exactly. And apart from these, there are some like Facebook groups. So you can also join that to see. And again, it's mostly like even there are a lot of hackathons which I don't get to know even on these platforms. And it's usually with the
Yeah.
word of mouth and with the network that you create that people might just invite you. Okay, I found this interesting hackathon. Are you willing to participate? In it? So a lot of time it's like word of mouth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hackathons that you
And
take
there are a
go
lot
to,
of different
there will be more
hackathons as
chances
well,
that you'll be
right?
getting to know about.
Maybe there is
Yeah,
a one-day
exactly.
hackathon,
And
there are two-day hackathons.
yeah, and that's the beauty of it, that you will find some hackathons which are like just 8 hour long hackathons. Some of them will be 36, 48 hours. Some of the
Yeah.
online hackathons can be 1 week, 2 week long. So right now during COVID, this COVID lockdown, there's a hackathon that is taking place for entire duration of 3 weeks. So again, it's just
Mm-hmm.
the matter of fact that you just need to search around a bit, and the resources that I've said, that you can go there and just register yourself on these different links, and you'll be notified of any new hacking. And right now, there's also Major League Hacking. So it's a very popular hackathon organizing community based off in US and Europe, but now it has come to India as well. And even they are organizing a lot of different hackathons. So Major League Hacking is another one site that you can actually have a look, because
Yeah.
they have there for the past like 10 years, and they're like one of the biggest names in hackathon, and now they've officially
Mm-hmm.
come in Asia Pacific. So I mean, these are all the resources.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, moving on, what should be the mentality of someone that is, going into a hackathon for the first time? Okay, and has somewhat of a coding experience, like Python or JavaScript, and he's going for the first time into a hackathon with his team. So, what would that be like?
Okay, so as I've already said, the mentality is pretty straightforward. First of all, you have to be fearless. You don't have to think that even if you don't know, or you just know a particular language like basic JavaScript, you won't be able to contribute. You can still contribute to the ideas. You will learn. So it's important that you build a team that can actually complement each other. And even if all of you are novice, there are always mentors and workshops taking place where they teach you, okay, how to deploy your website. So there's always that eagerness, that willingness to actually learn, to learn new
Yeah.
technologies or to absorb knowledge. So that is
Mhm.
one thing that is there. You have to be enthusiastic. You don't have to have doubt with yourself, and you should always be eager to learn. And the more you
Mhm.
are willing to open and you show openness to learn, people will be there to actually help you out, because mentors over there are there to help these people out, because they know that a lot of people are coming in for the first time. So even they are very willing and really great, like they are always happy to help. So I
Exactly.
guess these are the
Yeah.
two main things that a person should come with, because and they shouldn't be rigid at all, because you come up with an idea, you start building, and if you want to stick to it, but you see that something is going wrong, but you still want to do it, so that shouldn't be there. You should be open to experiment as well, because it's
You
all
must be
about
flexible in
experiment.
your ideology.
Yeah, you have to be flexible, definitely, because a lot of times
Mhm.
it might happen that you might not be able to complete your project, so you might have to do something else, or make way a solution to get around that. So yeah, I mean, you have to be
Yeah, yeah.
flexible, you have to be confident, you have to be always willing to learn. I guess, I mean, if you have all these qualities, then you're definitely you're bound to have success, whether it's a hackathon or in general.
Mhm. All right, that's amazing. Now I have a bit of a personal question that I, experienced. So I wanted to know if this is something that is good. So I myself have participated in two hackathons till date, and what I realize is that a lot of people, what they do is that they have some sort of project idea before in hand, before participating
Yeah.
into the hackathon, and they just have it, and they maybe they have half made the Android app and the website for it, and the hackathon starts, and in 48 hours or however long it is, they make the app and then they show it to the person. Is that something that we should do? Like thinking about the idea before the hackathon starts and making it before it even starts. Is that a good practice that people should do?
See, it's ideally it's not a good practice, but then obviously, I mean, we have to be very an e-commerce platform. Obviously, no one can build it in 24 or 36 hours. So I guess ethically it's not right. I mean, if you have thought about the idea and you have a basic wireframe in mind, or basic UI UX design, I guess that much is okay. But if you have already just built something out of the blue and you have made something, then I guess that's a bit wrong. Because your try should be to make something from scratch, because again, a hackathon is like a real life project, and you basically you can think of it as a work life scenario where you have been given certain deadlines to work in your job. So if you're doing
Yeah.
something coming with something, then it's wrong for the other teams, right? That because they are the ones
Yeah.
who are building. But
Fair.
this is such a common practice, that I mean, it's up to the judges to actually see, because now you actually see that a lot of the hackathons, they say that if we find that any code that has been uploaded before on GitHub, or for example, if they're asking for GitHub links for
Yeah.
your project, they'll find that
Hmm.
if you have made something before, then you'll be disqualified. But again, people, what they do is that they make it locally and upload it. So it's not ethical. I wouldn't recommend it. But at the same time, I mean, I do understand the psychology that people think that obviously they can't make a project in 24 or 36 hours. So they want to bring something beforehand. But again, it's like you can build from the start. You can build from
Yeah.
the scratch. You can come up with your
Perfect.
ideas. You can come up
Yeah.
your solution of what you want to build, and probably you can work on it. But it's obviously it's not right to do such a practice.
Mhm. All right. Now, let's say the hackathon is happening. The hackathon is almost about to end, and jury and the judge and the people are, going to expect your idea and what you have made so far. What is their, what do they look into your project and decide if this is a good project that should go into the next round or should win? What are they looking out for?
Yeah. Okay. So again, I'll be very frank with this answer that most of the judges that I've come across with, they are looking for three things. That is the feasibility in terms of the technical, whatever things that you have used. For example, the technology stack that you have used, the server size. Again, because these have to be technically feasible. Your solution, you cannot just say that I'll be making a YouTube like video streaming service that is going to be running in 100 countries.
Yeah.
So you have to be very I mean, in terms of
Practical about it.
the technique, exactly, and it should also be viable in terms of the financial proposition. This is where the business idea comes into play. Whether you have the requisite finances to actually utilize those, and whether it's not taking a lot of resources, right? So
Mhm.
it has to be feasible in terms of the technicality and also in terms of the financial feasibility. But the biggest thing, that is whether there's an actual need of the product in the by the people. So that
Yeah.
need factor, or that disability is, like, I guess, the biggest factor. And if you are able to build something that ticks all these three things, you have made a successful project, right?
Mhm.
So if and I guess most of the judges, they are looking for something like this. There might be some judges who are just looking at the technical background. So
Yeah.
I mean, you must have seen that in these hackathons, there you will find judges who are technically proficient. There are some people from the business line. There are some people
Mhm.
from NGOs. So again, they also have a mixed bag. But yeah, I mean, usually a judge will look at these three parameters in your solution, and obviously they'll look at the idea, whether it has been like implemented before, and if you have made some good changes into it, and if your idea is unique, that's great. But even if it has been made somewhere, if you have made some good additions, they'll appreciate that. And
Mhm.
so the originality in your idea, the amount of hard work that you have put in, how much you have cleaned the entire project in the 24-36 hours. So, I mean, because a lot of times what happens is that there are some company specific hackathons as well, and these people are the judges are actually recruiters, right? So, one of
Yeah.
my friends actually participated in Amex, that is American Express hackathon that took place last year. So, they
Mhm.
won the first prize, and
And got the
then
internship as well, maybe,
after
right?
2 weeks, he was actually called. Yeah, exactly. So I mean that was like I mean I was really awestruck by that kind of. So I mean there
Yeah.
are people who are judging a project, and I mean since it sort of emulates a real life scenario, you can I mean probably even get a lot of job opportunities as well,
Yeah, bro. I think that
that they're
hackathons are
looking
really
for in your
underrated at
project.
this point because what happens is that a lot of times I've
Exactly.
seen people that have won the hackathon, they actually end up making a startup for on that own project, right?
So I mean, like a lot of the different ideas. So I guess one of them was Shopify, that one of which have actually turned into like multi-million dollar ideas, and those
Yeah.
were like built during the hackathon. Exactly.
Hmm. Oh, so Shopify was built during a hackathon.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm sorry if
Okay.
I correct myself, but I guess there was a startup similar to Shopify or
Hmm.
something that was now $1 million startup. I mean,
Hmm.
it has been funded in millions. So I mean, that's like that's the yeah. Again, one recommendation is that whatever idea that you're building, try to because a lot of there are a lot of potential investors also. So they might want to invest, but even if you don't end up winning or getting anything, it's like recommended that you can continue on the idea if you feel that it can create an impact. You can take guidance and probably work on it, because a lot of
Hmm.
times what people do is that they just leave the project as it is, and they don't carry along with it. So I mean, if you're spending that much amount of time, an entire day or 2 days into making a project, I guess it's good to carry it forward.
All right, bro. Thank you so much for sharing the information. And what are your future plans? You're into fourth year, right?
Yeah, exactly. So
So,
regarding my future plans, I mean, I'm still going to continue to take part in hackathons. I mean, that is definitely never going to cease.
sure.
And
Yeah.
I'm right now just going to go for full like full stack as software development roles that I'm looking for. And yeah, I mean, I just want to continue working in the computer science field, and just try to make as many projects that can really, I mean, and that can serve the study. I mean, that's the basic motive that as engineers we should have it. That because
Hmm.
we can't directly contribute to the society, as in, for example, with the doctors or like those people, but we can assist them, and we can build solutions that can impact life in ways that can't be done by doctors as well. So I guess, I mean, that should be the basic of per se. And I mean, just I would like to probably, before like you end this talk, I mean, just want to give like probably just a couple of more tips. You should always network. So I mean, the kind of networking that I got from the people that I went to hackathons
Yeah.
with. So this was like
Hmm.
Hack in the Knot, which is one of the most respected hackathons in India.
Yeah, yeah. I
That's
know, I know.
in and it just carried forward. I got to know, okay, there are some international conferences, international hackathons like Hack MIT, and so
Hmm.
I applied for Hack MIT, and Hack MIT is like the world's most prestigious hackathon, like per se.
Okay.
I mean, there's no doubt. And
Yeah.
there are more than like 15-20,000 people who apply, and internationally they select only 500 people. So I was not
Hmm.
selected as one of the applicants, but they also have a special challenge where they have to select top 50 people all around the globe. There's a sort of a computer science puzzle which incorporates web
Okay.
development, machine learning, Python,
Yeah.
and all those top 50 people, they get directly selected. So I was one of them, and I
Oh,
actually got
wow.
to participate in Hackathon last year. I was like one of the only two Indians who went there, and I also ended up winning a prize. So I
Oh.
mean, I wouldn't have ever got to know about such kind of hackathons if I wouldn't have connected with the right kind of people, right? So
Hmm.
went to, I went all the way to MIT US, right, and winning over there was like, and I mean, whatever job interviews that I've given, they always look at that particular piece of line that Hack MIT, and that is where the hackathon, uh, that the name and discussion just goes forward. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
these are the kind facts that can like really make an impression on yourself as well. And I mean, I got to go to France last year as well on a fully paid scholarship
Oh, wow.
for an Linux open source summit event. So I mean,
Hmm.
again, I wouldn't have got to know about this if I wouldn't have connected with people. So just try to
Networking is
connect with
very
people.
important, that means,
Exactly.
basically.
That is like the biggest factor.
All right,
Developer, I
amazing.
mean, if you are networking, then yeah, exactly. So that is like one major tip that I want to give to everyone.
All right, Shivai, thank you so much for joining me here for this podcast episode. I hope the audience will be able to understand the importance of hackathons and would attend more hackathons and just enrich the open source culture that we have here. And yeah, thank you so
Exactly.
much for joining me here. So that was Shivai. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're still watching till the very end, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. It would just make my day if you can just go to Apple Podcasts and give us a rating for the podcast itself. And yeah, thank you so much for watching these videos and supporting me through my journey. You guys just mean the world to me. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye.